Hey everyone, it's your professional sarcastic man and seeker of attention, Oz Chris here with a video about Marvel's What If. What if the what ifs return? And that question has been answered. They have returned, and I have mentioned this before. I do like kind of like what if scenarios, like alternate timelines. What if this happened? What if that happened? And so it's good to see. Marvel is actually doing something different. Has the House of Ideas ran dry yet? For the mainline stuff, yes, they have, but there is a lot of potential with kind of what ifs, even if it's just a small. It's just a small thing that probably won't be ever touched on ever again, but be interesting to see what they have. So, Newsarama, I found this on Newsarama. Newsarama put up an article about it, and there's one, two, three, four. There's six so far from. They will have six one shots of the what ifs with Spider-Man, Magik, Ghost Rider, Thor, the X-Men, and the Punisher. So the first one starting off is What If Spider-Man #1, which would be written by Jerry Conway. The art would be by Diego Olortugui, I don't know, and covered by Patch Zercher. The questions are asked: what if Peter Parker wasn't the one bitten by the radioactive spider? What if the person who got bit was someone who didn't live by the mantra, with great power comes great responsibility? What if that person was an egotistical bully who was only interested in taking care of himself? What if Flash Thompson became Spider-Man? The thing is, apparently this kind of what if has been done before, so not sure why they're trying it again, it seemed pointless. If you've already done that kind of what if, do something different. Like, I know it was I know the original what if for it was like if like J. Jonah Jameson, if Flash Thompson, and I think it was Betty and Betty were like if they I think it was if they became Spider-Man, or and from what I've heard, apparently Flash has been done before, like this what if. So not really interested in the what if Spider-Man, so that one I'll probably give a pass. What if Magik, written by Leah Williams, artist Philippe Andrade, with a cover by Jeff Deacle. The thing is, this really doesn't actually tell you like the what if is. From this cover, it seems like what if Magik became the Sorcerer Supreme, because that looks like Doctor Strange's cape. So it is, but it really doesn't tell you. It's just like, before she was Magik, Ilyana was just a kid who Limbo chewed up and spit out 7 years older. So it's no surprise that at 15, she wants nothing to do with the X-Men, nothing to do with the New Mutants, and nothing to do with her own powers. It's not even surprising that she runs away, but where and who she ends up. Well, that's something you've never seen before. Like at the first one, it clearly says like, this is what it is. This is if Flash Thompson was bitten by the spider and became Spider-Man, not Peter Parker. This one, the cover is implying what if Ilyana became the Sorcerer Supreme, but this description really doesn't say that. It just gives like, oh, she runs away. Who or what is she gonna end up being? Probably give. I've never really cared about Magik or Ilyana, so pass. What if Ghost Rider by Sebastian Gerner, artist Casper Wingard, and cover by Alexei Bricklot. Presents What If Ghost Rider #1. You've only heard whispers of this real-world Marvel Universe crossover until now. When moral decline and budgetary shortfalls have combined to lower our lawyers' resistance. Tale of the first and only true Nordic black metal band to visit the Marvel Universe through their insanity of likeness release waivers. So pretty much, if the Robbie Reyes Ghost Rider was for some reason in a rock band. Okay, sure. I think a lot of people would have liked Johnny Blaze Ghost Rider to appear again, considering the fact they kind of just from like from the Ghost Rider fans I've seen, they want Johnny back. He came back for like a one shot, and then he was in that, I think he was in that Doctor Strange Damnation story. But they're really trying to kind of push Robbie even more. You know, like now he's in the Avengers. He was in that Agents of Shield TV show. Okay, it's interesting. The description like definitely feels like okay, this is interesting. I might check it out. Like before you read this comic, you're going to need three things. Three things, friends. 1, an extra pair of pants. 2, some kind of eyeball apparatus designed to keep your eyeballs inside your head. 3, your mum on speed dial. We are serving you pants off and eyeballs out levels of horror and shock. If anyone has a chance to call you back from the ledge of insanity that this comic will lift you to, then abandon you upon. It's your mama. If she reads it first, you can hold hands. You can hold hands on your way down into the abyss. Oh boy, see, that's good. Good description. Pulls the reader in. It's just like you kind of want to read this. This is what's going to happen if you read this. Not literally going to happen, but it's just we're going to over exaggerate to pull you in. So, what if Ghost Rider #1? I'll consider it. I like the description. Definitely. I have no idea about the writers and the artists. I do like the rock cover. Just it doesn't really look. The angle doesn't make it look like a guitar. It looks like he's just holding a really long stick and pretending he's just using it as like a fake guitar. Do like that. It reminds me of the most recent Mad Max. You know, the guy with the guitar that just plays it while they're driving, like after the protagonist and everything. Reminds me of that. What if Thor #1, written by Ethan Sachs with art by Michelle Bendini. Jeez, can that dog shut up? And cover by Marco Cecchetto. When young Thor's father falls to the King of Giants, his life is forever changed. He's ripped from Asgard to be raised in a world of persistent winter, much like the winter that's going on right here in Australia, learning the brutal ways of life in Jotunheim. How does the runt of the Giants, Loki, feel about his new stepbrother? Find out in What If Thor #1. I'll definitely be picking up What If Thor #1. That's an interesting premise. It is pretty much, it's the Thor origin. Oh, no, the Loki origin just flipped. So instead of Loki being adopted by Odin, it's Thor being adopted by, what's his name, Lofi? I think that's Loki's dad, Lofi, I believe it is. I'm not that much of a Thor expert, but so I do apologize. So, What If Thor #1? I'll definitely check that out. Next, we have What If X-Men #1, written by Brian Edward Hill, who most would know he's currently on Detective Comics at the moment. Art by Neil Edwards and Giannis Milo Giannis. Is it the first name is this in the... Okay, whatever. And cover artist Raza. Welcome to Xscape. A digital wonderland of business and pleasure accessible to anyone with the social or monetary capital for the biomods needed to log in. Or you can bypass all of that by being born carrying an X gene. But circumventing the login regulations is exactly what got the likes of Charles Xavier and his X-Men banned and driven underground in the first place. Free roamers, U-Domino and U-Cable have taken every dirty job there is on the scape, but when a simple data scrubbing job turns bad, the life of biomod magnate Eric Leshner hangs in the balance, and with it, their very society. I'll definitely pick this. Interesting concept, and apparently, I think on his Twitter, Brian Edward Hill described it as kind of like he was either influenced by by the manga Bio Omega. I think it's Bio Omega or Bio Omega. So I'm definitely going to check out What If X-Men #1. Then the next one is What If Punisher #1, and it's so when Peter Parker's Uncle Ben is ruthlessly killed by a burglar. Freaking Uncle Ben can't get a break. He always has to just, no matter what, he's got to come back. He always has to die. Poor Uncle Ben, that's his job. Is ruthlessly killed by a burglar that Peter let escape. He vows to never let the same fate befall another innocent bystander. From then on, he stands on as a figure of cold retribution. Criminals beware. The guilty caught in this spider's web will be punished. But will Parker stand triumphant or shattered by this twist of fate? The friendly neighborhood takes a different turn in this what if adventure, positing a very different sense of responsibility for the man who will be known as the Punisher as his battles against villains like the Green Goblin take a new path. Interesting concept. I was a bit confused at the beginning, just like why is he I got the cover, we'll put the cover up here. Like how can he still be Spider-Man if he's gonna be the Punisher? But going from that description, it's he still has the amateur Spider-Man moniker, like the prototype one, you know, that whole like original gimmick before he just until up to Uncle Ben was killed, before he actually properly became, you know, Spider-Man, the Amazing Spider-Man. So it's just from there, but going from a different take. Instead of becoming, I'm going to be Spider-Man, I'm just going to be a different version of Spider-Man that just happens to be called Punisher, and take a more serious, darker road to fighting crime. What if Punisher #1? I didn't say who. It's written by Carl Potts, art by Juan and Ramirez, and cover by Christopher C. I'll consider that one as well. So from the 6, the 2 I'll definitely be reading X-Men #1, Thor #1. Consider I'll read Punisher #1 and Ghost Rider #1. Magik I don't really care about. Spider-Man 1, don't really care. So 2 out of the 6, 4 out of the 6 if I consider picking up those other 2. So should be an interesting, definitely an interesting takes. If it's pulled off very well. The thing is they're only just one shots. Like with how X-Men #1 is described, I feel like it would have served better if there was more. Like it wasn't a one shot just given by the description. Maybe another probably a second issue maybe, or they haven't released like the page numbering or prices, so it's either they're going to be the $3.99 or the $4.99, or they're going to go even more oversized, but have to wait until the solicits come out. Considering they haven't come out this week, I'm going to guess they're going to come out next week. It's usually like the third or last week usually comes out, so I'm interested to see what if. Hopefully Marvel does more, you know. Let's have some more what ifs, like what if Civil War 2 never happened? I think people would like that. Or what if Secret Empire never happened? That people would like that. What if Captain America never became a Hydra agent? People would definitely love that. I'm guessing it would just be I'm still Captain America. It's just all of those years, those two or 3 years of all that is just gone. Thank God. But joking aside, I'm interested to see what these what ifs are. I'll definitely try and pick them up and see how they go. Interesting to see, as I've said numerous times already. And I'm just rambling, going off into tangents until I end this video. That's the end of this video. Leave a like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, follow me on Twitter, check out my previous videos, and I will see you all next time.